because The View is live. Mueller time. The former special counsel agrees to publicly testify before Congress. Will this be a big win for Democrats or a big disappointment? Iran on the edge. Tensions rise as the tough talk and personal insults from the Iranian leader intensify. Will it bring us to war? And does the president know how to handle this?
Whatever they want to do, I'm ready.
Plus, the hilarious Terry Crews talks about his favorite moments flexing a new set of muscles as host of America's Got Talent. Here come Hump Day Hot Topics with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Start by reminding everyone to watch the Democratic debate tonight. It's the first of many.
Of 1,000.
And we'll be talking, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. There are hundreds more to come, but the first one's tonight.
First one. Yeah.
Did you just say, what did you just say?
I said, I know.
Yeah.
No. What did you think I said?
Oh, no, I couldn't tell. Because it was like, oh, I know.
But isn't the first one special? I don't know,
special,
something about it.
Well, it's only really Elizabeth Warren
It's like the first half, though, because tomorrow's the second half.
That's true.
So there's half the candidates this time, half. So it's
Yeah.
like
That's true.
first half tonight. Half
Be interesting to see who emerges, like who pops.
Yeah.
And also to
That's
see how
what's
Elizabeth Warren does.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause she's kind of the big star tonight.
Right.
Well, you
Maybe.
know,
I don't
it's
know.
going to go on and on and on.
Can I share something screwed up since it's
Sure.
just between us girls here at the show? I actually look forward to like the Rick Perry oops moments the most.
Yeah. Oh,
those
I
are
love
best.
when people screw up during debates. It makes me so happy because it's so entertaining. Some
Right.
people choke in these things, and it shows how you would perform, obviously, if you were the leader of the free world. And sometimes they're just so hilarious.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Rick Perry, you
Trump
screwed
was
up bad.
hilarious. He was on every single debate. He was
Yeah.
hilarious, and he
He was.
still won.
No.
So
Yeah.
you
It
never,
wasn't that funny.
no, but he
It
said
wasn't that funny
crazy
at all.
stuff.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, people didn't realize he was serious.
Yeah.
But enough about him. This is about this. Former special counsel Robert Mueller has agreed to testify before Congress.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are celebrating. But wait, well. But the question is, are you setting yourself up for something like a disappointment? Because he's already said he's not saying anything beyond what he said in the report. Of course, the report was 375,000 pages, so maybe there will be one modicum of something. But really, what are people anticipating?
Well, I mean, this is for people who don't read, like Trump, for example. And Lindsey Graham has not read the report, for example. Senator Lindsey Graham has not
Right.
read the report. So I think it's good. We want to hear it. It's different when you're hearing something.
Well, you heard him say, you know, I mean, you heard him say everything.
Yeah.
Is there something different that's going to, you know, move it so that it allows people to remember what the laws of the nation are to be able to take care of stuff?
After the written report came out, William Barr said there was no obstruction. So let's see
But
the details.
didn't remember, Mueller came out and said, no, here's what I said, here's why I said it, thank you very much, good night.
Yeah, but
And
he
it
didn't
was
get
done.
specifics from the report. We have to hear what he thought the obstructions were. I want to hear more of that.
But he
I have it on my
yeah.
I immediately put it on my calendar.
He told you
Mueller
he's not going to
time.
tell you anything.
Mueller time.
Remember my shirt? I had a great
July
shirt.
17th.
Yeah.
Mueller
Well,
time.
you know, I hadn't thought about it like that, Joy, because I did read the report. We were
I know
actually,
you did.
yeah, we weren't on air, and I was like,
really thick.
It's really thick, but
dictionary.
it's like, for me, it was like, it was Mueller time, man. I was
Yeah.
so excited when
You
that
are.
came
You-
out.
me too.
Yeah, and I was highlighting things. But most people didn't. Yeah, I was. But most people didn't do that. And so that will be interesting that the American public will actually hear someone explaining it. But I don't know. I feel like it's more important to have the actual witnesses that talk to Mueller testify.
Well,
and that's really what happened in the Nixon hearings, right? You actually had the witnesses testifying. That's more interesting than having Mueller testify. Anyone that has seen Mueller testify before, you're gonna fall asleep. Like, he's like, it's not very interesting. So I'm not that excited about
the questions will be interesting, though. The way they ask the questions and the way he answers and his body language, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
My question was just what could he say or do that's going to appease this table? And I want to show a picture.
This table here?
Yeah, this specific table at the View, because we're the only table that matters, you guys. Come on. There's a picture. Okay, so these are votive candles that people were actually lighting. Like, have you seen the ones with, like, the Virgin Mary that people light? That people
my grandmother has a lot of those.
Yeah, that people had, except with Mueller on it. So at a certain point, he was, you know, elated to this area that people thought that he was the savior that was going to save whatever, bring Trump out in handcuffs. So my question was just, what will be good enough for everyone at this point? I also want to see what Democrats running for president are going to do political theater-wise when they're questioning everyone. If there's going to be an I am Spartacus moment, if there's going to be something, because ultimately it will also be about the people questioning as well.
That's
and I don't know, I'm not as, like, candidly, I'm not as quite as excited as
well, you know, because you know why? Because you're not as old as I am, and I watch.
And by the way, I don't care about age, and we need to make that very clear to people that we don't treat each other differently because of our ages.
That's
What
right.
do you mean?
Well,
Which part? Which
you watched the Nixon?
Oh, the Nixon Watergate. I remember that there was a break-in and there was a lot of reportage in the Washington Post. But until we saw those impeachment hearings, till John Dean got out there, till Butterfield got out and said there are tapes in the White House,
But
nobody paid attention.
But remember,
people
had to adhere to the law.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not the case here. You know, because according to him, he could not go in and get him and put him in the handcuffs, right? He couldn't do that.
Couldn't indict
a sitting president. So I'm not sure that what you're looking for, because when he says, I'm only going to say what I said the last time I said something, he's pretty, you know, that's him. That's it. So unless he's going to sit there and read this thing.
But let's say that this Mueller report brings more light on the possible impeachment hearings, right?
Yeah. So Mueller's testimony.
Yeah.
Mueller's
not the report.
Yeah. So does that mean that when they're impeaching Trump, that he has to maybe go under oath himself?
Who?
I don't know the answer to that.
Because, I mean, he really dodged a bullet this time, because they said just write your answers down. What a bunch of baloney that is.
But
because they were afraid he would commit perjury if he actually was under oath talking.
But here's the thing. Even if they begin impeachment hearings tomorrow, he's still here for another year and a half.
Right.
Yeah,
he's still here.
Well,
you know, so
the Senate
you're
will never really.
Yes, but so you're not. I want to know what I want. Here's what I really want.
Yeah, what do you want?
I want people who have broken the law. I want people who have made money when they weren't supposed to make money. I want people who have allowed things to happen that are against the law. I want them gone. I want them put away. He's going to take a while. Let's get the people who are right here.
Yeah.
You know, the
That's
folks
not
who
a
are supposed
bad, like,
well, there are a lot
it's
of
a
people
good way
that
to
were
go.
indicted. There are a lot of I'm sorry, my IFB is buzzing. There are a lot of people that were indicted that have been held to account and that are in prison.
But there are a lot of people who have been asked to come and testify.
They don't even show
and
up.
The people are being told.
Nancy Pelosi is still against impeachment. She's still holding strong against this. But she's still holding really strong. And the question is, will the progressive left pressure her and the rest of the Democratic Party enough to start impeachment hearings? And I, for one, think it will do nothing but help Trump, because Trump loves having an enemy in front of him, and I think it will help him.
And you think Mueller's testimony will perhaps lead to impeachment?
I think it might lead to
and I think it may as well.
Yeah.
Well, there we are.
Well, we don't, you know, we'll see.
Another day in America,
Another day in America. We'll be right back.
We'll see what happens.
Later, war of words. Will the Iranian leader's personal insults about Trump push the president over the edge and lead us into a military conflict? After the Democrats' debate tonight, tomorrow, the Political View is on fire, pulling no punches live.
I am itching to get this party started.
This is what this show does.
I love that.
Proud of it.
That's why The View is the most important political TV show in America. And we're live tomorrow.
And feminist movements in 1969 when she created the one-month Stonewall Uprising anniversary rally. A year later, she was part of the committee that planned the first Gay Pride Week and Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade, which would evolve into the annual New York City Pride March and spread Pride celebrations around the world. Her activism also extended to issues of race, women's rights, and health care. In 2005, she lost her battle with colon cancer, and the Queens New York branch of FLAG created an award in her honor. Mother of Pride. So, honey.
What's this now?
The war of words between the White House and the Iranian president is escalating and getting quite personal. Take a look.
What America's doing today is a sign of its definite failure. There is an unusual frustration in the administration and the White House, a total confusion. The White House is afflicted by mental retardation and does not know what to do.
So, there's a lot of debate that the translation was actually mental disability, not mental retardation. But I guess it's still poo to the guy in the White House, you know? And this is not the first time this has happened, apparently, with translations. The BBC has mistranslated a couple of things several times. So they're trying to catch up with it. But, you know, what do you think?
Remember when Kim Jong-un called him a dotard? Mm-hmm. That's what they do. They call each other names. Yeah. I mean, this is what we're living with now. Trump does it, they do it. Then the next thing you know, they're pen pals.
Yeah, that's true.
He's writing letters to Kim now, and Kim is sending him little notes.
And he's coming back. Kim's coming back.
They're wacky.
Kim Jong's coming back.
Listen, I guess it's better than having a war.
Well, let them keep calling each other names.
Yeah. Sticks and stones.
Well, first of all, why does it always look like it's 1975 when they do these videos like this from Iran? Like, it just bothers me how clouded it is. I mean, whatever, but look at this. What year is it here, right? Okay, but in all seriousness, I mean, Iran shot down an American drone. They have also been attacking Japanese and Norwegian oil tankers.
Supposedly. That's not been, there's been a lot of question about that as well.
The drone was, they said, was in their airspace.
They said was in their airspace, and the tanker. And the tank. And listen, he's been doing this.
I stand by my statement with that. But I will say what will be interesting is there are rumors that Ambassador Bolton may be on his way out in one way or another. And I watch Fox News at night, and Tucker Carlson has been hammering Ambassador Bolton and saying he's basically responsible for all the wars and, you know, the disasters of policy and strategy in Iraq, which I disagree with Tucker Carlson on, but I think you have to watch what happens with John Bolton if he survives in the administration. And what's fascinating to me is Trump has ran as the most extreme non-interventionist Republican candidate easily of my lifetime. And if he ends up staying that way or not is a big question mark. I mean, I know we can't rely on anything he says.
Carlson.
I think, well, maybe so. Yeah. But it will be interesting to see if he actually ends up going forward like he did in Syria and having some kind of aggression or, you know, bombing them.
I can't count the wars we have.
I can't even.
You know, we're already in several wars that, you know, who does he think is going to fight this? If he's saying, well, these people can't fight, and these people can't fight, you can't do this, who is supposed to be going over there to take care of this?
But make it
people
simple.
That are willing to sacrifice their lives when he wasn't willing to sacrifice his life for this country. That's the first thing. But I think what's fascinating is that you know, I'm not a fan of this president, but I also think it is so inappropriate that the Iranian president is saying that the United States president is suffering from mental illness.
Why are we saying?
Why? Everybody
says
she's right.
I just think that he's a foreign leader, and
Also,
I don't think we should cheer the fact that a foreign government is talking about our president.
I totally agree with her. And because when you are the leader of a country that throws gay people off of roofs for being gay and stone women in the street for wearing tank tops, how dare you judge what we do in our country?
Yeah.
Well, we better. Okay.
I agree.
You can hand punch all you want. Let us not forget what's happening to gay people in this country.
That's true.
But they're not being killed.
In this country.
That's true.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of this president.
My point with this, not yet. Not yet. I mean, you think this is not, something that's being thrown around? Yeah, it is. But that's not. But my point is simply this.
I've never heard that it's being thrown around to be illegal to be gay in the United States of America.
Well, then you should read some more of the stuff that is in the newspapers. You see what people are doing.
If you're transgender, you can't join the military. I'm not a fan of this president.
No, I understand.
But I also don't think.
But the point for this. Is that if you have something that's in place, and then someone comes in and says, well, you're a dummy, and this is bad, and you're an idiot, and you're all this, and they say, well, look, we're willing to work. No, we're pulling out. So I sort of feel like they're pissed by now. Yeah, and whoever they are, I don't care who it is, if it's Kim, if it's anybody, you can't expect people not to get pissed off and respond. As soon as I finish my period right there, and then I will. You can't expect people not to respond when they're sort of angry, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
you were angry about Jamal Khashoggi and what happened to him, correct?
Yes.
So I think, again, I understand your frustration. I get everything everyone's saying.
Let's not make this about me. Say what you mean.
How about my frustration?
Okay, that's good.
I get exhausted when the hyperbole becomes in the media in general, we're no better than Iran. Again, I know that what you're saying about trans people in the military, I'm the person that invited the trans soldiers that I met when I was accepting the Harvey Milk Award here to come on and talk about it. But what I will say is there's a huge difference between if you are gay and in Iran, you'll be thrown off that side of a building.
Yeah, but let me
simply for doing it and killed. If you don't think there's a difference between Iran and the United States of America, then I really, I don't know if I should actually that we shouldn't be having a conversation.
But Megan, is there a difference?
It's going to make my head explode.
Is there a difference between Iran and Saudi Arabia? We're very much there, palsy-walsy with that.
I have such a problem with that. Saudi Arabia should have been.
We have to go. We'll come back with this. Yes, we'll be right back.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was I'm not a fan of this president, but I don't like this war of words with the Iranian president and President Trump. But what I did notice is we know what President Trump is doing because he tweeted in 2012 and 2013 a couple of things. So I think we know what he's thinking. He wants a war with Iran, or he wants to play chicken with Iran. In 2012, he tweeted, now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike in Libya or Iran. He is desperate. In 2012, he then tweeted, don't let Obama play the Iran card in order to start a war, in order to get elected. Be careful, Republicans. Then in 2013, he says, I predict that President Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. I don't like this war of words with this is his game plan. Trump. But what I did notice is that we have to pay attention because his numbers are in a tailspin.
The only thing I would say to that, and I was very happy last week when I heard he was not going to do it. I really was so relieved, I have to say.
Yes.
Because I know the quagmire that Bush got us into in Iraq. But I think that his base does not want him to go into a foreign war.
I don't disagree.
You think so?
Because he promised that. I remember that was one of his promises, and so he doesn't want to upset the base.
It was a big, as we all remember, it was a big campaign rallying cry that he didn't believe in the wars. Can I just say really quick, can we just blame Donald Rumsfeld and give him a lot of responsibility for how screwed up we got in Iraq for a lot of
Rumsfeld and Cheney. What about Cheney?
Rumsfeld in particular, though. And I just want to say
like a puppet.
One final thing.
Yes, baby.
Thank you very much. I like to call my baby on the show. I love this country in a way that I don't think I even love anything else ever. And I understand the freedoms here, as I think all of us do, because we are women who are allowed to speak on television, and we're not allowed to. In a lot of other countries, you can't do that. And I do think for me, it's important to delineate that yes, we're not a perfect country. There are a lot of things left. There's still a lot of work to be done. We're tearing each other apart right now, but there is a huge difference between being a woman or being a gay person in the United States of America and that is in Iran. That's all I want to say.
We agree with that.
We agree with that. But you must always hold up what's happening and show people what can happen if we're not vigilant. And sometimes I think things slip past and we find ourselves going, hey, this would never happen in, you know, I don't know whose time. So, yeah, no. Nobody wants it to be Iran. Nobody wants to live in that. We want a lot of the America that we missed. I like the law.
Can you imagine what our cameras would look like if we were in Iran?
Listen,
look at the cameras in Iran.
Listen, Megan, the fact of the matter is that what's happening at the border is a disgrace. Wait a second. What's happening at the border is a disgrace. We all saw that picture that they're showing of that dead father and the child.
Yes.
And that you have to vigilance is exactly what she's talking about when it comes to something like that.
Aspect of it. And by the way, we all love America.
Hold up. I'm going to tell you real fast. Put it back up, and I'm going to do it fast. I went to the premiere of an amazing documentary last night. It's one you must all see. It's called Maiden. It looks back at how Tracy Edwards led the very first all-female crew team to the
33,000 mile.
Thank you. 9-month-long white bread round the world race. That's what it was called. These women did this.
It's amazing.
In a time when everyone said to them, oh, no, you're probably all going to get your periods and not do anything. You're probably going to quit. Yes, you're going to quit this race. I'm telling you, you need to see this thing. This is these women today. These women they were 20, 21. They were babies when they did this. They went around the world on that boat, and they kept it together. And when you see what they were able to do, no one should be questioning their place in the world ever. We'll be right back.
Well,
apparently I have to make a correction from the conversation on Iraq, according to the Atlantic.
Iran.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it back.
Yeah.
We were
on Iran. Right?
Yeah.
According to The Atlantic, several past remarks by Iranian leadership that had been seen as inflammatory in initial reports were in fact mistranslated.
That's what you said.
These mistranslations were not attributed to the BBC. And yet that was what was on my card. So,
that's what you said.
All right. I don't know what I said, but I'm sorry, BBC.
Okay.
Sorry, BBC. Oh, yeah, here they come. The BBC's coming together.
God.
You know,
we do the best we can.
Yeah. You know, sometimes your lips don't work. You know, you think you're seeing something and it's not what you're seeing, and you make a mistake. So, researchers are claiming that the future of space travel, I bet you couldn't wait to hear this, could make male astronauts irrelevant. Wait, you're going to love this part. Because you'll be able to colonize other planets with female astronauts and outer space sperm banks.
Apparently, frozen sperm lives on out there in the ether. Yeah, so a lot of ETs, are gonna can have babies now. I don't know. I don't even understand why.
I don't like that.
What don't you like? What don't you like?
I like having my man with me and everything. I don't want some frozen sperm flying around in space. I don't like that. It's like, I don't like that. I like men, all right? I like men. I like men.
Well, I mean, if you want to get really picky about it, you don't need either one.
Well, that's
because
true.
all you need to do is get a little petri dish and let them figure it out on their own. We'll be right back.
Tell you everything you wanted to know about America's Got Talent. Is Simon really a Brit? Does Howie hate to shake hands? Is Terry Crews the most charming judge of all? True, and obviously true.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell, Lazy Boy's new spokesperson.
It's true.
Summer's biggest hit game show has everyone yelling,
I know they took all your money, but they're real catchy.
Elizabeth Banks hosts Press Your Luck, new tonight on ABC.
favorite sitcoms, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, as a larger-than-life host of America's Got Talent. Please welcome our dear friend, the fabulous Terry Crews.
It is so good.
That's so good.
It gets better every year. As they droop down a little older,
I keep trying to
like, whoa!
get them up to my knees. Hey, you know, it was just announced that you're getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. Listen, I have to say, when I was dating my wife over 30 years ago, the first thing I told her is that we were going to play in the NFL and then we're going to move to LA and make movies. And to be on the Walk of Fame, my God. This is literally more than I could ever ask or think. It's one of those things where I'm living in a dream. I'm scared to wake up. You know what I mean? Because all the things that I've ever dreamed have come true, and I'm just so thankful. I'm the most grateful man in Hollywood. Period. Period.
Well, you're not at the end. You know, those dreams keep coming true. So you have to keep the dream going.
That's the thing. When they put your name down there, you think, am I dead? Is it over? You know?
Well, you know, the thing about you, though, from what I could gather, is that you're a self-made person. You were an NFL football player, and then you became an actor and a talk show host. So you had to carve out your own career and make it happen for yourself.
But you know,
how'd you do that?
Well, first of all, I gotta say, self-made is kind of the image that everybody puts out there, but it was me and my wife together. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I gotta tell you, there were so many times when I was down and out, and I was like, I give up, I quit. She was like, baby, you said you was gonna do it, now get your butt out there and do it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make it. And all of a sudden, you make it happen. And, you know, this is our journey, 100%. And to see what two people can do together, this is really a testament to that.
Well, behind every successful man is a woman.
Oh, yes, big time.
Okay. Well, this kind of jumps the question, but when I was talking to the producer beforehand, the last time you were here, Rebecca was here and she was sitting in the front, and it's just evident, even just being a host and observing, you guys have a really incredible partnership and relationship, and the way you're talking about her is how I hope my husband someday will talk about me. What's the secret? 30 years, this kind of love and partnership.
Let me tell you something. We've made all the mistakes. First of all, you know, this is the thing. We've been through everything together. We grew up together. We've lost homes. We've lost children. We have been through, we broke up. We've got back together. And it's one of those things where you start to realize what's really important. Because you got to understand, every man at some time in his life is either a fool, a victim, or a king. In the beginning, I was a fool. I'll be honest. It was one of those things where I didn't know what was important. I messed it all up, and then I became a victim. And I turned into the thing, well, it's your fault. There's so many things I would blame her about. And then I realized the king stage is when you realize everything, good and bad in your life, is your responsibility.
That's right.
It's me. And I woke up. I have to tell you, there's a wake up that happened to me that I could not, my job is to really tell every man, because I'm guilty. When I look at a lot of things, you know, guys are always trying to be like, well, you know, it's them and there. But when you realize, wait a minute, it is you, now you can correct it. Right. Yeah. Now, all healing, all regeneration of a marriage, of a life, starts from you admitting your own faults.
Yep, guys.
And then going into, and then you move on together. Now we can heal. Now we can go.
You know what? That applies to women also. I'm divorced, and I remember taking the blame from my end, and that's why I could move on. So not that easy, but I moved on pretty fast.
That's right.
If you don't take the blame for your end, you are doomed to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
That's right.
Good for you.
Responsibility.
That's right.
Well, you're back as the host of America's Got Talent for season 14. And what I love is you've said that you love hosting because it brings back the excitement you had when you were playing in the NFL.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Is it
Oh, I got to tell you, you know what it is? First of all, you don't play football for the money. It's too painful.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. You play for the cheers. You play for the love, that crowd excitement, that energy. And then that was a long time ago. I retired in '97, but when I get on that stage right now, and anybody who's ever performed live, you get it. That energy is so good, but it doesn't have concussions. And my knees are okay. You know what I mean?
Let me explain that to my son. Yes.
And it's so beautiful to get that energy and that love. I love the live reaction. I love the crowd energy. It's something I don't even get on TV sets sometimes.
No. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where...
Give it to us every day.
Yeah, it's good. I know. This is what I love. This is why I do this. You want to get that.
Where did you learn to do that?
You gotta let me ask this question. It has to do with this, okay? We have a video that we have to show that shows this, okay? Just really quick.
Okay.
Genuine.
Yes.
Do you know how to play the flute? I mean, like...
Yes, I love playing the flute. I've been playing the flute since I was, like, what, 12 years old?
So how'd you learn how to do, as Joyce said, the
How'd you learn that text thing?
Well, first of all, you know, when you're about 14 and you're alone and you're playing the flute, you don't have any girlfriends. So you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, wow, look at that move. That move. Because there's no dates going on. And over the weekend, it just developed.
I used to be able to,
Really?
I used to be able to do that.
My wife can actually do it.
That's
she
right.
can do it.
I'm doing it right now. Y'all don't even know. Thank goodness there's a table here. I hit myself in the face.
You also had this really emotional moment on the show recently when you used your golden buzzer to send an entire youth children choir from Detroit all the way to the finals, and you were emotional after seeing them perform. Look at that. Why?
Let me tell you, I get emotional even right now. Man, looking at the happiness that I could give to these kids, because first of all, I was those kids. I mean, every young man and woman on that stage represented me.
Yes.
And I'm from Flint, Michigan. This choir is from Detroit. I know exactly. Listen, I grew up in a very abusive household, lots of domestic violence. It was really a crazy time. The crack epidemic was hitting hard. It was drugs. It was violence. I know where these kids came from. And to see them on that stage.
And they were talented.
At their best, doing their best. And this man, Anthony White, who was the choir director, who you don't get any money for doing this stuff, he literally has devoted his life to seeing those kids win. I tell you, I said, if I don't give him this golden buzzer, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I had to give it to him, and I was so happy for him.
Listen.
Yes.
Now, I don't think people know this, but you've illustrated a new book.
Yes, I have a new book called Come Find Me. Yes, I'm an artist.
Yes.
I am an artist. I illustrated this book, but I illustrated this book 20 years ago. This is back when I was playing football with my friend Ken Harvey.
Yes.
And we wanted to have a book that basically showed young African-American kids in this super positive light. They're basically playing hide and go seek.
Yeah.
Those kids right now are adults who have master's degrees.
Wow. And here's the great thing. We love you. You have to keep coming back because we can't live without you. America's Got Talent airs Tuesday night. We will be right back. The new book is called Come Find Me.
To get your body ready for the summer. So we're getting some right now from our sponsor and one of the hottest new workouts, Mirror. Please welcome founder and CEO of Mirror, Bryn Putnam, and fitness expert Tracy Anderson. So Bryn, how how did you come up with Mirror, this concept?
As a former professional dancer and the founder of a chain of fitness studios, I've always been active. But then when I became a new mom, I found it increasingly hard to get to the gym. So I started to think about how to use technology to bring the best of a studio workout, variety, personalization, and community to the most convenient place, your home.
So how does this work exactly? How does Mirror work?
The Mirror streams thousands of live and on-demand classes from the country's top instructors, everything from cardio and strength to bar, Pilates, and dance. And then we personalize the content using a combination of your goals, preferences, and heart rate data.
Now, Tracy, you have worked with Gwyneth Paltrow, J-Lo, tons of people. How did you partner with Mirror?
So I'm a huge advocate for people having accessible workouts. Only 2.7% of Americans live a healthy lifestyle, so we really need to support this. I've had an online streaming service in my TA online studio for years, and when my friends at Goop introduced me to Bryn and her new innovation, I thought it was really another way that was super exciting for people to work out at home.
Well, it looks easy enough. Maybe I should take a try.
Structure in 2 dance ones, but today we're gonna dance. So we're gonna dance. Yep, you're just gonna follow me. Here we go. We're gonna shake now this way. Yes,
you can do it, Sunny.
You can do it, Sunny. Yep. Give me your left knee. Left knee. Left knee. Yep. Front, back. Good job.
Follow instructions.
You got it. No, it's hey, you've got everybody wants to dance. Like we're all programmed to want to dance.
See, I'm usually like. Our thanks to Bryn, Tracy, and our sponsor Mirror. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow, comedian Mike Epps hits the table to talk about the hot topics from his new stand-up special and which fellow funny men and celebs were there when he tied the knot last weekend.
We had a great show, had a great audience. We know you all were watching. I hope you had a great time. We had a great time, and we want you all to have a great day, everybody, and take a little time to enjoy the view.